Hi friends, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while since we took this break for spring break. I hope everybody had a good time. Today I'm going to read a book called Yoko's Paper Cranes, and I'm not sure if you remember, but in the beginning of the year we read a book about Yoko where she was bullied because of the kind of food she likes. So Yoko is actually from Japan. Now this isn't the best map, but this is a little map made by the author. And here we are in the United States, right over here, and we're in Portland, so we're way, way, way up here. And this is Japan. And it's really, really, really far away. And so Yoko was born in Japan, and then she moved to the United States, but her grandparents stayed in Japan. So this is a book about how she communicates with her grandparents. Now, Yoko is, like I said, she's from Japan, so she's considered an Asian, and she moved to America, so she's an Asian American. Now, recently we've read a lot of books about African Americans, but we haven't talked a lot about Asian Americans. Asian Americans have also been treated very badly by a lot of people. And so I thought it would be a good change to read about a different culture that we've just barely touched on at the beginning of the year. I hope you like this book, Yoko's Paper Cranes. Now I'm also attaching a video on how to make a paper crane. I can do it, but it's actually super, super hard. You're going to need an adult to help you. Paper cranes are one of the harder origami things to make. And origami, if you don't know, is the art of making things from folded paper. And I loved to do it when I was a kid, and I still like to do it, but it can be kind of tricky. So watch the video and get an adult to help you and see if you can make your own paper crane. Let's see what happens to Yoko here. So the author and the illustrator is Rosemary Wells. I really like her books a lot. I like her artwork, and I just like her stories. And yeah, here's a paper crane if you've never seen one before. Yoko's Paper Cranes. And those are real cranes. We have cranes here in Oregon that you can actually see if you go down by the river. And here's Yoko. When Yoko was very small, she and her grandmother Obasan fed the cranes in the pond at the end of the garden. What do you think Obasan might mean? Look at her. In case you don't have a good guess, her name that's her grandma. The cranes stay in our garden only a few months, said Obasan to Yoko. Then they fly away from Japan. Don't go, said Yoko. The cranes come back every year, said Obasan. Yoko's grandfather, Oji-san, taught her to fold paper into cranes. So here they are, they're just starting out. And when you see the video, you'll see this is how you start. And they're actually showing you how to make the folds right here. See the directions? I think it'll probably be easier to look at the video. Oji-san made cranes, frogs, and lots of other animals out of his colored papers. See, here are some of them. What do you think that is? An owl? I guess that's a little hard for me to tell. Maybe it's another type of bird. This looks like a little crab, or actually maybe a little frog. And this looks like a little rabbit. And here's a butterfly. There's another type of bird. Oh, actually, I think this is a crab. Because here's the frog down here. And then on the ends are the cranes. If you enjoy doing this, you can look online and learn how to make all kinds of different paper animals. And we also have some books about it in the library if you ever want to check one out. When Yoko was a big girl, she and her mama and papa sailed far away from Japan. But Yoko never forgot Obasan and Oji-san. Isn't that a beautiful picture? I love the water. Every week a letter came to Yoko and her family in America, and every week a letter went back to Obasan and Oji-san in Japan. It's hard to be so far away from your family. Obasan's birthday was in winter, and Yoko had no money to buy a birthday present. Yoko knew that thousands of miles away in Japan, Obasan's garden was cold and snowy. Obasan was waiting for the cranes to come back to her garden. Yoko asked her mother for beautiful paper. She folded the paper into a crane, just as Oji-san had shown her. So here are the directions again on how to make a crane. She made 3 cranes of different colors. Then she put them in a package and put stamps on the package. Making something for someone's birthday is really special because it feels like it really comes from the heart. The mailman took it and sent it on an airplane across the sea. All night the airplane flew from warm California to wintry Japan. Another mailman left the package at Obasan's door. Obasan opened the package. She and Oji-san hung Yoko's cranes in the kitchen window. So here they are. Aren't they pretty? I love paper cranes. I would like to make a bunch and hang them from the ceiling in the library. I think that would be really pretty. Obasan opened Yoko's birthday card. It was written in Japanese. "Soon I will come back to Japan, just like the cranes," is what the card said. So here's the writing in Japanese. Japanese writing and Chinese writing and, a lot of other languages, their writing looks very, very different from ours. The paper cranes turned on their strings. "Happy birthday from Yoko," tingled the air around the cranes. And look, here's a picture of her with her grandparents. Obasan sipped her green tea while the snow fell outside the window. And she got to enjoy her paper cranes. And there's Yoko riding on a crane. And look, this is an example of some of the beautiful paper that people use in origami. Isn't that pretty? I hope you like this story. It's not very long. It's just kind of a simple little story, but I think it's very sweet. I think grandparents are such an important part of the family. Tell me if your grandparents live close to you or if they live far away or if you get to visit them very often. And then see if you can try to make a paper crane. They're kind of tricky. You're going to need an adult to help you, but I bet you can do it. All right, friends, happy reading.